Welcome to No Place Like Home, the radio show, coming to you on WRXB 1590 AM and Pinellas County Connection TV. This program is presented to you as an opportunity to hear information that can help you fulfill the dream of owning your very own home. We also share information about upcoming special events and programs to help you enjoy the good life in Pinellas County, as well as other items of interest. The sponsor of this program is the Housing Finance Authority of Pinellas County, which offers the First-Time Homebuyers Program. I'm Carmen Lemberg, alongside Jane Merlin, your host for today's show. Good morning, Jane. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well and hope you are too.
I am. Thank you very much.
Well, you know, we are definitely in summer.
Oh, no kidding.
And I feel like we went from winter right into summer almost.
It snapped right to it this year.
It did. And with it being summer, that means that we are in hurricane season.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a good time to remind everybody to make sure that you do have your hurricane plans in order. You know what you're going to do if you need to evacuate.
Got your supplies in the house.
Exactly right. So, and of course, you can find a lot of great information on the county's website at pinellascounty.org/emergency. And there's a great app that we've got, the Alert Pinellas.
Puts it right on your cell phone,
It
tells
does.
you what's going on.
Yeah. So just wanted to make a little reminder for everybody that be mindful of what's happening in the weather.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've got a great show coming up. We're going to be talking with some folks who assist veterans in Pinellas County. But before we get into our conversation, I know you have an update from our sponsor.
I do. Thank you very much. The Housing Finance Authority of Pinellas County is offering the First-Time Homebuyers Program, your key to home ownership, helping people in Pinellas, Pasco, and Polk counties make their dreams of home ownership a reality. The First-Time Homebuyers Program is for individuals who have never owned a home, have not owned a home in the last 3 years, or veterans. The HFA offers a low rate on its 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, and if you need a little help with down payment and closing costs, we can help you with that too. To get your key to home ownership, visit www.pinellascounty.org/HFA as in Housing Finance Authority. For more information or comments about the show, call us at 727-223-6419 or email newhome@pinellashfa.com. Jane?
Thank you, Carmen. And certainly we have spoken about this before, the fact that a lot of folks have the wherewithal to do the monthly payment for a new home, but they may not have the down payment assistance, and that's why your program is so helpful.
It is, and we are changing it up all the time. So even if you've looked at it before, look at it again. We've been adding some new things to the program, so it's a good place to be.
Very good. Well, today we're focusing on veterans and housing. Our guests work with veterans on a regular basis and know the challenges these community heroes and their families sometimes face. Jack Humburg is the Executive Vice President of Housing Development and Americans with Disabilities Act Services for Boley Centers. Boley Centers and its affiliates currently provide over 1,000 units of affordable housing in Pinellas County. Jack has received extensive training in matters related to the Americans with Disabilities Act and is on the board of directors of the Florida Housing Coalition, the Florida Supportive Housing Coalition, and the Disability Achievement Center, just to name a few. He holds a Master of Arts degree from Ball State University and numerous certifications. Michael Hill is the director of Pinellas County Veterans Services and has been with Pinellas County for 16 years. Michael and his team of Veterans Services officers provide counseling and assistance to veterans and their dependents to ensure they receive the benefits they have earned. In addition to preparing, filing, and appealing benefit claims, they provide outreach to homeless veterans and their families. Veterans Services maintains regular contact with national, state, and local organizations to help Pinellas County's residents. Prior to joining the county, Michael served his country for 23 years with the United States Air Force. Welcome to No Place Like Home, Michael, Jack.
Good morning. Thank you.
Michael, at first, I must say thank you so much for your service to your country.
Agreed.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And let's start by having you tell us a little bit more about how Veterans Services assists veterans in our community.
Well, we actually assist veterans in other ways as far as going out to community events. We attend a lot of functions, and make ourselves available for informational purposes to the veterans in the community. We also go out and we do presentations. We're called upon by various groups from Florida State Planning Association, the Guardianship Association of Pinellas County, as well as some public benefits seminars that are offered at St. Petersburg College for continuing education credits to home care providers and healthcare administrators.
So somebody that's tuning in now that might be interested in having you come out and speak to their group, how would they coordinate that?
They would actually contact us. We would send them the link for them to actually request our presence at an event through the Communications Department of Pinellas County, which is filtered down to our department. We're in the Human Services Department, and eventually it gets to us, and we look at our calendar, check our schedule, and if at all possible, which most of the time we can accommodate, and we do.
I know that you are out quite a lot in the community and giving folks the information that they need, which is great. Can you give us an example of maybe somebody that you've assisted and how you assisted them?
Sure, by all means. First, I want to say that our service is absolutely free. There's no charge for what we do. We're Pinellas County employees. Well, I can remember one particular individual who was a Vietnam-era veteran. He came to us, and he was receiving benefits from the VA based on his income and income alone. And it was a minimal amount of only about $50. Mm-hmm. Well, after we looked at his medical history, some of his disabilities that he suffered from, due to the fact that he had actually spent time in the Republic of Vietnam on the ground, he is now suffering from diabetes mellitus. We were actually able to file a claim for him that was not income-based, and now he receives over $900 a month. So what a big, significant difference in his quality of life.
I can imagine, and as you say, it is certainly a quality of life issue, and perhaps provided him the opportunity to do some things that he would otherwise not be able to.
Exactly, and he just is so thankful, again, because $50 and you turn it into over $900, and it's going to be paid to him for the remainder of his life. And if his condition worsened, that amount could actually be increased as well.
Wow, that's pretty significant.
That's incredible that you were able to help him like that. You know, I understand you go through a lot of training to assist veterans. Can you give us an idea about the training you go through?
Yes, we start out with training that's going to help us prepare claims with the VA and understand the VA's language. Since we're not federal employees, they want to bring us in and kind of guide us through the claims preparation process.
Exactly.
On top of that, we have semi-annual training through the Florida Department of Veteran Affairs, where we get a certification to actually work as a veteran service officer. We must actually pass a test each summer, and then we have a fall conference as well. And we get their training, and we just add that on to the training that we receive on the job, as well as sharing information between each other. We also are required to take the HIPAA training from the federal government, security awareness,
wow,
privacy training, and federal income tax preparation as well.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, so we kind of consider ourselves mini lawyers.
Many lawyers. How many locations do you have?
Currently, we have 4 locations. Our main location is in Clearwater. That's in North County. A little farther north in Tarpon Springs, we operate there on Thursdays only by appointments.
Okay.
Mid-County at the Largo Health Department, we're there on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And we have another location in downtown St. Petersburg, which is open Monday through Friday, as well as the Clearwater office.
So you have a website where people could go and find all of this information out and figure out where they need to go and who to call?
Yes, exactly. It's on a website there, and if for some reason the website was down, and they would just maybe call information, and they would provide them with the number to the main office in Clearwater.
What's your most common request for assistance?
I think the most common request that we see now, just based on this time period, is assistance from World War II veterans and or their surviving spouses.
Really?
Because a lot of them are at the age now where they require maybe some assisted living facility care, in-home care, and or nursing home care. And at the rate that they're dying, they are leaving behind a lot of surviving spouses. And there's a benefit that's extended to them based upon how they meet the qualifications.
Well, that's good to know.
Definitely. And Michael, are all of the Veteran Services officers that you have, did they previously serve in the military?
All of the Veteran Service officers that we have are veterans, and they've actually served during a wartime period, which is one of the requirements in the Florida statute, that you must be a wartime veteran. We have someone from the Army, the Marine Corps, a couple of individuals from the Air Force, and the Coast Guard. And we also have a female service officer on staff, which is tremendously important because sometimes just getting information from females, sometimes they won't feel as comfortable talking to a male, but they usually do. But just having a female on staff, that makes a big difference.
Well, that's good.
And I have had the pleasure of interacting with many of them, and they're great individuals and just so helpful. So we've got the right people in place to help the veterans. It's wonderful.
Well, we take pride in what we do, and we're a team. You know, you're only as good as your staff and your team. And that's how we feed off each other. We share information, and we do everything to assist one another in providing the service that we are called upon to provide for the veterans in Pinellas County.
Well, and now, Jack, I want to bring you into the conversation because you are also offering some wonderful services for our veterans. But first, I wanted you to start by telling us a little bit about Boley Centers.
Sure. Well, Boley Centers is a private nonprofit organization. It's been around for 45 years now. We were founded in 1970, primarily focused on the needs of individuals with severe mental illnesses. And we provide a variety of services to individuals with disabilities, including psychiatric care and, of course, affordable housing. We also have vocational programs and help individuals find work. We're starting our summer youth program very soon for youth in St. Petersburg. That's a program that we work with the city of St. Petersburg to help at-risk youth find jobs during the summer and pay a portion of their wages. So we have a variety of services, including services for veterans. We have a vocational program targeting veterans to help them find work, as well as the affordable housing programs that we offer.
I'm curious to know a little bit more about the vocational program that you have.
Yes, we have a program that, well, we have several programs that provide vocational services, including a specific program targeting veterans. And so we work with them to determine what a career they would be best suited for, including at times testing and vocational evaluations. And then we work with local employers to match the veterans up with employers who are in need of good quality employees.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so specifically for veterans, we talked a little bit about the education, but I wanted to kind of move now into the housing arena. So tell us about some of the housing opportunities you have.
Well, we're very proud of a partnership that we are a part of at a development called Duval Park. And Duval Park was recently opened this past January. That's an 88-unit development in mid-Pinellas County in the Lealman area that provides affordable housing for veterans and their families. 71 of those 88 units are set aside for veterans, and half of those units, 44 of the 88 units, are subsidized by assistance from the Pinellas County Housing Authority. That development is now fully occupied, and actually they're taking names on a waiting list. We also have other programs, other housing available, including right now some units that are newly constructed in St. Petersburg that are 2- and 3-bedroom units that are available for homeless veterans and their families. And we're actually screening for those now and have availability. So if there are homeless veteran families that would be interested in a brand new apartment in St. Petersburg, we would encourage them to call us and come talk to us about their need.
Well, let's make sure that we give your phone number now so somebody who's tuning in will know how to reach you.
Absolutely. That's 727-821-4819, and you can reach me at extension 5717.
That is fantastic. And, you know, I have to tell you that I had an opportunity, as did Michael, to go to the grand opening for Duval Park. And what a wonderful, wonderful community. Michael, what were your impressions when you saw that as a veteran yourself?
Well, I saw that as an opportunity for the community to work together, and they really came together from all areas, from federal government to state to county, local government agencies, and I think they really put their heart into making that place a home for veterans and their families.
Yes, I'm very proud of the development. We have a large number of fully accessible units there that provide roll-in showers and accessible kitchens and additional features designed to meet the needs of veterans with disabilities. And the county has been a part of that, working with both Pinellas County and the Home Depot Foundation was involved in the financing of the development as well.
And you know, it strikes me, you had mentioned earlier that you actually have a waiting list to get into that community. So it just goes to show that there's a great need for this kind of housing for our veterans.
Yes, indeed. And I'd like to give the number for Duval Park. If there are veterans interested in getting on that waiting list, would encourage them to call Anna Mendez, who's the property manager there, at 727-522-1400. And of course, you can Google Duval Park and find the complex on the internet.
Wonderful. Is that the only veterans housing project that you have right now?
I mentioned the brand new one in St. Petersburg that we have also.
Any other ones you've got on the books maybe coming up?
We're developing a parcel down in South St. Pete on the Clam Bayou area. That will not be specifically for veterans, but it certainly will be available for a disabled veteran if they're interested.
What advice do you have for someone who is looking for housing for veterans?
Well, I would encourage them to contact the local housing authority, wherever the area they might be. But also there's a wonderful website called FloridaHousingSearch.org. And I would encourage anyone looking for affordable housing to check out that website. That's FloridaHousingSearch.org. And they can enter in the variables that they're looking for, if they're looking for an accessible unit, for example, or if they're looking for a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, North County, South County, and that site will help them find available housing in the areas that they're looking for and in the price range that they can afford.
It is a good website. We've got a link to that website on our website as well. It is, and I refer people to it all the time because it is a very good website.
It's very user-friendly, and it allows you to customize what you're looking for and not waste your time looking at things that you're not interested in.
Exactly, because you can really designate what your amenities that you're looking for, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms and parking and everything, and also single-family properties that would be available for families that might be looking. And I think it's also important to mention that that particular site is also available if you're a landlord. So all the landlords listening right now, please do get in there and list your property.
Because it is a wonderful resource. And we need more rental housing.
We do. And I know that you had mentioned the Pinellas County Housing Authority before, but I'm curious to know about some of the other partners that you work with.
Well, we are also in the Duval Park development, for example. We are partnered with Blue Sky Communities, which is a developer that's developing other properties in the Tampa Bay area. And Service Source. Service Source is also a nonprofit that provides services to individuals who have physical disabilities. Boley Centers primarily works with individuals who have mental health issues. Service Source works with the veterans at Duval Park who have physical disabilities. We're an active partner in the local homeless coalition as well. So we're working often with Homeless Emergency Project here in Clearwater, the St. Vincent de Paul facility in St. Petersburg, and other homeless providers to help find affordable housing for individuals who may be experiencing homelessness.
Wow.
And as we talk about the homeless individuals that you are working with, Are the needs significantly different for those who are veterans? Maybe, Michael, you could answer that as well.
Needs, I would say sometimes with veterans, they're more comfortable in a veteran-surrounded environment. Those that can relate to them, based on some of the stories and some of the experiences they had while they were in the military.
You see that too, Jack?
Yes, we do see that. And prior to the development of Duval Park, we held, along with the Housing Authority, a number of focus groups to reach out to veterans to find out what their needs were. And as Michael said, in many cases, we found that they wanted to be around other veterans and live in a community that understood their needs. And certainly when we see individuals who may have post-traumatic stress and other type of lingering effects of combat, that's, again, an area where they like to be around other veterans.
Understand what they're going through.
Exactly.
Definitely important. You two work together, of course, I would think. Your two organizations cross a little bit and help each other out?
Oh, on occasion, absolutely. We share referrals back and forth.
I would hope so. What else can you tell us about your programs that we might have missed?
Well, I just like to say sometimes the most important piece of documentation a person needs to seek veteran benefits is the military discharge, which is known as the DD-214 right now. And that's one thing that we can assist them with. They can even request them online. But, without that, you really get nowhere when it comes to veteran benefits. So we're there for any and all aspects of assisting veterans and their dependents in obtaining local federal benefits. And even if you don't know, I always say the answer is no if you don't ask.
Exactly.
So reach out to us and ask us.
That's good. That's good.
Is it difficult to sometimes obtain the DD-214 for somebody who may have misplaced one, or maybe a dependent is looking for something?
It's not normally difficult, but sometimes there's a issue when it comes to actually reconstructing a military discharge. If for some reason a discharge was destroyed in a fire they had at the National Personnel Record Center years ago, and some actual DD-214s and military discharge paper were actually destroyed. So the National Personnel Record Center, sometimes off of other information, will reconstruct a certification of military service. And that may take a little bit longer than if the DD-214 or military discharge was readily available to submit or send back to the requester.
Tell us a little bit about some of the partnerships you all have.
Our partnerships, number one, or one of our biggest partnerships, is with the Florida Department of Veteran Affairs, since they provide the training, the certification training, and other training they provide through other veteran service organizations, the Disabled American Veterans, the Veterans of Foreign War, VFW, Vietnam Veterans of America. So we all have relationships and partnerships because we represent veterans that actually served during those time periods and or become disabled. And with the service organization assistance, we can help them with their claims and see it through the process. So that's a very important partnership that we have. We also have partnerships with a lot of the assisted living facilities in the community because it's a big benefit. There's a hidden benefit called the aid and attendance benefit, and a lot of people don't know about that. That actually is a monetary benefit that's paid to the veteran or surviving spouse to assist in the financial aspect of paying for those assisted living facilities.
Oh, that's good to know.
Which that could be a significant help for somebody who is completely unaware that they have that benefit available to them.
Exactly. For example, the amount that a single veteran can actually obtain from the VA, the maximum amount is $1,788 to assist in paying for that. A surviving spouse, he or she could be awarded up to $1,149 to help pay for that facility and or in-home care.
That's a lot of money. Now, somewhere along the line, I remember reading or hearing about, too, that there's housing assistance or subsistence that can be obtained for housing. Am I remembering that right?
Again, that dollar amount there helps with, again, it could help for in-home care or assisted living facility. Now, they do have the HUD-VASH program that's, kind of worked with partnership through the Pinellas County Housing Authority that will assist veterans in obtaining housing in various communities throughout the local Bay Area.
Okay.
And Jack, do you all work with the VASH program as well?
We do, and we obviously work with the local housing authority, both the Pinellas County Housing Authority as well as the St. Petersburg Housing Authority, in obtaining subsidy to help a veteran or an individual with a disability find affordable housing.
And we were talking before we went on air about the homeless veterans that are out there and needing assistance, and in particular some of the families that you're dealing with.
Yes, and I would like to just repeat that we do have currently available some assisted units, some subsidized units for veterans and their families who are homeless. So we would encourage them to contact us, and you can also reach us at boleycenters.org is our website. So if there are veterans who are homeless, experiencing homelessness, and their families, we would encourage them to get in touch with us.
And I know the county has a homeless leadership board as well. Are you also involved with that organization?
We certainly are. Gary McMath, the CEO of Boley Centers, is an active participant on the homeless leadership board.
It's all about the partnerships.
It always is. And it's always amazing to me when everybody pulls together, the things that can be accomplished. You both do wonderful things for our community and for our veterans. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for everything that you do.
And Jack, is there anything else about Boley Centers that we haven't discussed yet that you would like us to know about? Maybe there are opportunities for somebody who's tuning in that could participate in one of your upcoming events, or I'm sure you do fundraisers to try to help with some of the programs that you offer.
Our largest fundraiser is the Jingle Bell Run. Every December, Boley sponsors a fun run in downtown St. Petersburg. We used to be stationed at the pier, but of course that's moved now. And we that's our largest fundraiser, and we encourage folks to come out for the Jingle Bell Run. We have a group of supporters called the Boley Angels that also puts on fundraising events, and the Angels are a wonderful group of leaders in St. Petersburg that help us in various ways through their fundraisers. They provide funding for furniture for our homeless units and other supplies for our tenants when we open new units.
Wonderful.
Do you also accept donations for some of the household items?
We sure do, and we have a thrift store on 9th Avenue North, your neighborhood store. So we encourage shoppers to stop by the thrift store, make donations, or do some shopping.
That is good to know. I didn't realize that.
Question for you. If somebody is maybe moving out of state, leaving all of their furniture behind, and it's in good shape, do you have trucks or anything that could come out and pick up like large amounts of furniture?
We can. We typically don't provide a pickup service.
Okay.
But if there was a special event like you're describing, someone leaving their estate, we would be interested in talking to them about receiving that donation.
Wonderful. Good to know.
That is good to know.
Yeah.
And we're getting back to that jingle. It was the Jingle Bell Run,
Yes,
right, in December?
the Jingle Bell Run.
I'm not a runner, but
You can
are there
walk.
walking opportunities?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
You
Good.
can walk.
We may have to. We may have
could
to
walk
check that
for
out.
that.
Exactly. What a great cause. Well, Michael and Jack, thank you so much for being here and doing the great work that you do.
Thank you.
Wish you continued success with all of the programs and the services that you're providing our area veterans.
It's my pleasure being here, and I just want to say thank you to all the veterans out there, their family members alike. So they played a big part in that veterans' time in the military.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. We appreciate our guests joining us today, Jack Humburg with Boley Centers and Michael Hill, Director of Pinellas County Veterans Services. Thanks for listening to us on WRXB 1590 AM and Pinellas County Connection TV. If you missed any part of this show or would like to view past shows, check out the website or YouTube. I'm Jane Merlin.
And I'm Carmen Lemberg.
Thanks for tuning in. Make it a great day.